Hello there my lovelies. For today's video I shall be showing you how to make edible chocolate dragon eggs. So if you'd like to follow along at home, then these are the ingredients and materials you will need for this make. So for this you will need, first of all, a chocolate egg. You can use white milk or dark for this, however you may find it easier to work on the white chocolate rather than dark chocolate, and you will see why in a little bit. So that's your first item. You will also need some rollable white icing, a knife of some sort, a rolling pin, a cup of water, a very small paintbrush, and as additional extras some edible spray, and I've got mine in gold and silver. And then the extras, and this is if you want to be really fancy, I have some gold edible flakes, and I also have some edible powder colouring, and these are all extras if you just want to make them a little bit extra special. So these are all your tools. We can start making. Okay, so your first step, you'll want to take your icing and roll it out into a very thin piece. Doesn't matter at this stage how big or small the piece of icing is. And you'll also need your knife for this. So here comes the fiddly part. And basically what you'll want to do is cut a series of leaf shapes into your icing. So I'm just going to try and demonstrate a few now. Okay, just ease that out. Give it a bit of a reshape. And you want it to be kind of rounded at the bottom, so it's sort of like a leaf or a teardrop shape, like that. Okay. And you want to cut out a series of these, so you're going to need quite a few. So I'm going to be back in a moment once I've cut out my pieces. Okay, so now we've got our icing leaf shapes. You want to bring your egg back in, and as I said at the start, I have a cookie cutter to rest mine on. You'll also need your cup of water and your small paintbrush. So you're simply going to take one of your leaf shapes and you want to put a tiny bit of water on it, not a lot, just a little bit, and then you want to press it onto your egg. So this bit can be a little bit fiddly. There we go, like that. And you basically want to start layering them up. So I'm going to do a ring around the base, and then I'm going to work upwards. This makes the whole process a lot easier. So pop the next one on. Press down a little, press down again. Grab your next piece. Gently dab it, just so it sticks on. Now at this stage you don't want to worry about the base of your egg because we will be covering it up later. Okay, so I'm just going to carry on round until I reach the top of my egg. So once you've put all your icing petals around your egg, you should have something that looks a bit like this. And don't worry about any gaps because we're going to cover them up in a moment. Let's just pop you back there. So for the next stage you're going to need a bit more icing, and you're going to want to cut out a circle a little bit bigger than your base. Make sure that your icing is still dry. Take your circle and be careful how much you handle it, but try to gently pat it all over your bottom of your egg, and then try to smooth out the line around it. So just push up with your fingers, you don't have to be too neat. Okay, just try and push it down a bit so it's more flush with the bottom of your egg, like so. Okay, so you want to hold it in your hand up this way, and you want to grab a knife or something to texturize the bottom of your egg. So I'm just grabbing a knife, and you can be as rough as you want. This is just to sort of make it look more natural. You want to do this all over the bottom of the egg. Okay. So I'm just going to carry on doing that, and then we'll move on to the last stage. So now I've roughed up the bottom of the egg. Now comes the fun part. We're going to add our colourings. So I'm using a gold shimmer spray today. Make sure it's the edible kind. And you don't want to spray it too close to your egg because the colour can be quite harsh, and we're looking for more a gradual effect. So you want to hold it a good decent length away from your egg, and short sharp sprays are the best rather than long ones, so you can control how much spray you put on your egg. So I'm just going to do that quickly. So as you can see, we now have our golden egg, and at the bottom I've started adding some food colouring and some extra bits just to make it that much more special. So here I have some red edible flakes. And I'm just going to add them to the bottom of my egg. Like so. Okay, so just gently dabbing leaves. Okay, bring them up a little bit. Okay, so it looks like it's sitting in fire. Okay. This is very messy, very messy. So make sure you've got a lot of counter space clear for this. Okay, so you can see it really brings a nice effect to our egg. Okay, just put a few more on. Okay, so I'm going to give this one a light coat of the gold spray so we can blend the red flakes in, and then we should be finished. So there we have it, one Game of Thrones style dragon chocolate egg. I think it looks really effective, and you can get all sorts of different shades with obviously different spray colours, but I happen to like the gold effect. So I hope you all enjoyed this little tutorial, and I shall see you all in my next one. Bye my lovelies.